During Halo 5's lifespan, there were always comments brought up about how 343 copied other video games. People would constantly compare the enhanced mobility mechanics like sprint, thruster, ground pound, shoulder charge, and ADS to mechanics found in Call of Duty, Titanfall, and even Destiny. You hear statements like, all they do is copy other games, now we have a Halo 5, Call of Duty, Destiny, Titanfall, Guardians. Meanwhile, on the opposite end, you see the defense of the mechanics, the people who justify all the mechanics because they make sense, or it's how Spartans really would be in the lore. Well, what if I told you that 343 really do copy other first-person shooters when making their Halo games? That this company really tried to take things from other shooters and then formulate them into their newest Halo games to keep up with everything else in the industry. For those of you who don't agree, you'd probably laugh. You'd probably call me a hater, stupid, drop a dislike on the video, and simply be on your way. How could this guy possibly know the underlying decisions that were made within the development of Halo 5 or 343? There's no way he could really know. Well, I encourage you to listen on a little further because what I'm alluding to is actually true. The following footage comes from a 2015 GDC presentation detailing how the Spartan abilities in Halo 5 were actually created.
My name is Ryan Darcy, aka Spartan 1205. I'm an 11-year industry veteran, and I've had the pleasure of working at the following companies: Terminal Reality, LucasArts, and 343 Industries. During this talk, I'll be discussing the process of taking two of these new Spartan abilities from concept to final release: Spartan Charge and Ground Pound. Spartan Charge is a thruster-powered melee attack, after all. Also, it's reminiscent of Destiny's ability execution. The thing I would say there is if you can leverage success found in other games, do it. I wouldn't advocate stealing for the sake of stealing, but usually it's at least worth trying to see how it feels, and maybe you can find ways to improve upon it in the process.
Right off the bat, Ryan admits that they stole Spartan Charge from Destiny and even goes on to say that it's okay to steal mechanics from other games as long as you make sure it's improved with your existing gameplay. He says, if you can leverage the success found in other games, do it. I wouldn't advocate stealing for the sake of stealing, but usually it's at least worth trying to see how it feels and maybe you can find ways to improve it in the process. This is bullshit. 343 amaze me. They amaze me in that these people really don't understand Halo, and the proof is right here in front of you. It's actual evidence that 343 do look to other shooters and their mechanics in regards to implementing new things into Halo games. No, that's not good. That's a bad thing. But it doesn't just stop there. He also goes on to talk about why Sprint was added to Halo 5 and the process in making that decision.
We're going to take a look at the non-thruster powered mobility upgrades first, or those that I would attribute to the Spartan underneath the armor. And our final mobility upgrade didn't help with this escapability problem either: infinite sprint. First, let me mention that second to whether or not we included D-Scope for Halo 5, the inclusion of sprint was one of the most contentious discussions within the studio, specifically because of this escapability problem I just mentioned. But in 2015, sprint is a staple for the modern FPS gamer. Leaving it out of Halo 5 would have been ignoring a huge portion of the gaming demographics expectations, so the call was made to include it.
So he basically says that the infinite sprint mechanic was added because every other shooter has it, and that its inclusion would meet the gaming standard. This is what they did. They went, hey guys, should we keep sprint? It's a big deal. It has the potential to change the entire outlook of the entire game. It can do this, it can do that. Yeah, well, all these other shooters have sprint, so let's try to fit in with everyone else by adding sprint too. Then your gameplay's all fucked up and you have to change elements to compensate for sprint, and in the end you no longer have a Halo game. That, in my opinion, is one of the dumbest reasons to add sprint to your game. It wasn't because of lore like many assume. No, they added sprint in Halo just to satisfy a trend. Then there's the last piece of footage I wanted to show you, where he talks about cut content. Here he explains that Halo 5 actually had another mechanic called boost jump.
Really only one significant Spartan ability was lost in the end. Here's a pretty simple previs showing proof we pursued and subsequently cut a boost jump. Nothing fancy here, pretty straightforward. We've seen this in other games.
You notice he finished with a nothing new here, we've seen this in other games, and he's right. We have seen this in other games. Boost jump, a mechanic added in both Titanfall and Advanced Warfare, was also actually going to be in Halo 5. What I'm trying to point out should be obvious at this point, but I can see it now. Someone in the comment section may try to downplay what they just saw, but really, how can you? With all three of these examples, 343 proved that they look at outside influences as to whether certain things should be in the Halo game or not, instead of just Halo itself. It's proof that with Halo 5, they copied other video games, or at the very least, used them as influences for their games and ways to innovate gameplay. Well, here's what I really need to say about this. Halo 6 shouldn't do this. Halo 6 should not copy or be influenced by other first-person shooters in the gaming market in terms of gameplay, and here's why. It's one thing to copy games at a technological feature perspective. For instance, adding 60 frames per second or dedicated servers to keep up with the competition is by all means alright, and with that, adding more maps, more game modes, more features is definitely welcome. We've seen this with theater mode. Halo 3 was one of the first console shooters to have it, and now a lot of shooters do too. As with file share, remember that? Halo 3 again featured this tool, and eventually other shooters like Black Ops 2 adapted that aspect into their games as well. Even think of something like Titanfall 2, which adopted customization, something very prominent in the the FPS genre is to give the game more depth and greater variety. This is an okay form of copying. In fact, I'd even say it's crucial for a developer to update their game at a technological and feature perspective in order for the game to keep up with the times, to make sure that it doesn't get left behind. But 343 are taking this to a whole other level. 343 reached to the full extent by going so far as to copying gameplay mechanics, and that's where I think they crossed the line. Gameplay, something so important, the one thing that differentiates the game from everything else in the market, should not be copied. But nope, 343 look at other shooters and go, oh, maybe we should add boost jump to our game. Wow, Destiny has this cool thing called shoulder charge, maybe that will make our game even better. You know what, every other shooter out there has sprint, so let's please the audience who expect it by adding sprint into our game too. Next thing you know, you add sprint and all the maps are stretched out, and now shields are tied to sprint, and the game becomes so complex that it doesn't even feel like a Halo game anymore. No, this isn't good. What they don't realize is that by doing this 343, you're completely defacing the uniqueness and originality found in the Halo franchise, and that uniqueness is what Halo fans really desire. They desire that gameplay that only Halo could offer, that one-of-a-kind experience that only Halo could achieve. But nope, 343 said fuck it, ignored all the principles that made Halo Halo, and implemented other things from successful FPS competitors. It'd be like if Tim Cook decided to go, you know what, Galaxy S seems very popular, so let's drop iOS for Android. Apple users would be pissed, the shit wouldn't go down well, and those who preferred iPhones wouldn't be happy. News report. This just in, the head of Coke announced that they are changing all Coke products to taste more like Pepsi. Now the people who don't like Pepsi can't drink Coke, and the people who do like Pepsi don't give a shit and are just like, what the fuck are you doing, Coke? Microsoft. This year we are committed to making the Xbox One an all-in-one entertainment system like the PC instead of a gaming console. Average consumer. PlayStation is so focused on gaming, fuck Xbox, I'm moving to PlayStation instead. Hi, welcome to McDonald's, be sure to try out our brand new Whopper, blah 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 blah, this, that, and the third, how can I help you? Well, why would I want a Whopper from here? That's Burger King. If I wanted something from Burger King, I would have went to Burger King, and this is McDonald's, so I went McDonald's, and you're sitting here at the drive-thru pissed because you find that they traded the Whopper for the Big Mac. The idea of ruining your once appreciated product by completely throwing out the uniqueness of it in favor of another formula. Oh yeah, we wanted to enhance the mobility in Halo, so we added Spartan Charge from Destiny. But if I wanted to recklessly charge at my enemies, I'd play something like Destiny. But Halo isn't Destiny, and I don't want to play Destiny. I don't even like Destiny. I want to play Halo, so why are we getting things from Destiny? Oh yeah, we have infinite sprint now, you can run forever just like generic shooter B, and all the maps are stretched out, nothing ever feels right because it's not Halo anymore. Well, Halo never had sprint. I don't want sprint. Now it's like every other shooter in the market, and then your fans get pissed because you have no idea how to make a Halo game and they can't buy what they really want to play, and then no one ends up happy. No, Halo 6 should not fall down this path as well. 343 with Halo 6 need to prove that they actually recognize the originality and the uniqueness that the original Halo games represented. They need to prove to their fans that they finally understand why we love Halo and why it was once the juggernaut of the franchise that it used to be. How can they do this? How can 343 achieve this? Well, they can start by removing this practice of using other shooters as an influence and instead using Halo as the influence. Allow me to explain. When 343 took over Halo, they had two options for creating newer Halo games. They could A, build a Halo game based off the strengths and weaknesses that were found in previous Halo iterations, or B, disregard everything that Bungie did with Halo and mold the experience into something entirely different. Day one, as I already explained and showed you, 343 made the biggest mistake they could have ever made. They chose option B, and in doing so, here we are right now, at a point where Halo just doesn't feel like Halo anymore, and at a point where a large majority of fans feel alienated. But the big picture is about the company focus as a whole, and in my opinion, they need to shift their perspective to something more like option A. They need to consider the history, lessons, and experiences that other Halo games fostered so that they can create the best Halo game of all time. They need to carefully examine each and every single Halo game's weakness and strong suits, and build a sequel that has the culmination of all the best properties in one. No, stop looking at everyone else for a change and take a look at yourself. You've seen this in movies where the main character is so focused on being like other people that they don't realize the uniqueness that they already had within themselves. 343 are so busy looking at everyone else around them, causing them to not look within Halo itself. They were so busy focusing on enhanced mobility, sprint, and all this other bullshit that they forgot what really mattered to Halo fans. The things that mattered like split screen, infection, fortune launch, file share, community tools, content, playable elites, a working game, good stories, a fun campaign, and even so much more. This is the direction that they need to move towards. 343 need to leave things like gameplay alone for a change and focus on the features surrounding that gameplay to make the overall experience better. The gameplay in Halo was already so successful, and there was no reason for it to evolve into what it was now. It's not like Halo was failing or getting stale during Halo 3's era. No, not at all. Halo 3 maintained massive popularity and success, and even more so, why else do we have community members making games like SPV3 or Installation 01? Why else would someone try to recreate a classic unique Halo experience. It's because they are trying to recreate the experience that no current games to this day can offer. Fans are dying for that unique Halo experience, and using other shooters as influences alienates that community. Well, instead of that, go through each and every feature, asset, and tool that each of the other Halo games offered, and create experiences based off of those previous entries. Look at each Halo game and try to build off the best of each game. Alright guys, so Halo 1 was very good at putting players in a living universe, and LAN parties are very popular. Bam! Halo 2. LAN parties were so great that we added multiplayer through Xbox Live, clan support, better studio developed launch maps, and a few ways to smoothen the gameplay experience. Halo 3. Wow, the community in Halo 2 was so strong, so we built into more community features by adding Forge, FileShare, Bungie.net, and other avenues for players to share. 343 could have done this with Halo 5. They could have said, oh, what did players like in Halo 1? What did players like in Halo 2, 3, Reach, 4? And then even go further by looking at what players didn't like and fixing those problems too. That sounds a lot better, doesn't it? Sounds a lot better than going, hey guys, what should we work on with Halo 5? The new guy hired at 343 stands up, he's about to speak, he looks nervous, he has no idea what the hell he's doing there and how he even got hired in the first place. Well, yeah, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare has this one, etc, mechanic, so maybe we should add this to our game too. Then someone else at the table stands up, they go, oh, good idea, well, Destiny had this charge mechanic too. They continue this trend, keep looking at other games, next thing you know, Halo doesn't look right, doesn't feel right, doesn't seem like a Halo game, they have to keep changing this, do that, add stuff here, add stuff there, just so the game remains balanced, and in the end they create something else entirely. If it isn't already broke, don't fix it, don't heavily change it, don't alter something that so many of your fans already prefer in favor of something else. With Halo 6, use Halo as the influence, use the experiences that previous Halo games had, and learn from them to create a masterpiece of the Halo title instead. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, comment your thoughts, concerns about the video, and lastly, subscribe to Weapons Grade for more content about the future of Halo and gaming in general. Peace.
And sort of related to that point, we're at great risk of overcomplicating things. In Jamie Griesemer's 2010 Design and Detail talk, he describes balance as a barely manageable number of choices. In his 2012 talk, he also discusses the idea of the player's mental system requirements, which models the player's ability to handle simple and complex problems and how that changes drastically with the speed at which the player is required to execute them. Ultimately, this demands that we don't overwhelm the player with new actions in an already crowded player decision-making space. And finally, on the evolutionary path, we have to make sure that Halo remains Halo. We've got a very vocal, dedicated fan base that's extremely important to 343 in the franchise. We can't change Halo so much that these players feel like strangers to the game. Not to mention, Halo isn't really broken, we don't need to fix it, or, in the wise words of our sandbox design lead, Chris King, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.